All right, we're going to grab a couple of walking poles. They're all different sizes. We'll make our way to the beach. You ready? Lead the way.
Lead the way, sure.
That's the stuff. Wow. So far the water's gone out.
Yeah.
And when we were coming over, remember? It's even further out now. You see all the seaweed?
Yeah.
Underneath seaweed, in between the rocks, there's lots of little life.
There's...
So what we'll do, we'll leave all our stuff here together and we'll take a little
the stair.
exploration.
Exploring.
All right, guys, we have all this seaweed and there's many types of seaweed. This is called bladderwrack. When the water comes in, this will float in the water.
Oh.
But under the seaweed, nice and easy. Look, you know what those are?
Yeah. What?
Anybody? Periwinkles. Periwinkles. If we can find some edible, bigger periwinkles, it'd be nice to take them with us, but you got to be careful because you know what else lives under something like this?
Yeah. Crabs. I don't want to eat bugs.
Crabs. Hold on. He's not. I have a giant crab here. Look.
Wow, that's a big one.
Ah, look. Aren't they lovely?
See a picture?
No, they're really friendly. They're really nice. Do you know why they're underneath the rocks and hiding? Seagulls and little animals like to eat them, so they like to hide. So, well, it's a good thing to do. If you move a rock, put it back. Oh, look. Do you see these, guys?
Yeah.
These are the big periwinkles. This is what we want, okay? These are good for the cooking pot. Will you mind these for me? I will get something to put them into. There's a biggie. You want to grab them?
Oh, no. Sorry.
There's another two, another three.
Oh.
There you go. Come on, Paddy. Oh, hold on. We have a feast.
We're going to be eating good.
Wow. There's another perry. That's what they call them around here, perries. Now, you can give them to Shay. Oh, guys, look at this big crab.
Where?
In around the periwinkles. There's no way anything is going to find him in there.
Paddy, look at the size of this. Paddy, quickly look.
Oh, he's going.
Quick, see the size of him.
He's on the run.
Oh.
No, I don't want to hold that.
Can that pinch you?
He likes to pinch. Pinch? Right, put out your toenails there. We'll give him a clip.
No.
Ooh. You see underneath it's one colour, but on top it's like a little bit of camouflage with all the little specks of green and brown and everything. And even outside, you'd walk past them, you wouldn't see them. So they're well camouflaged. And the seaweed's over them to keep them safe from predators.
Please don't pinch me.
It's like a little shell.
Can I pet him?
You can. This one or what one?
That one!
Mind your fingies. No, not good. Do you want to try hold him? I know you can do it. You can do it.
I don't know.
See the way I pinch him at the sides like this? That's all you got to do. Just hold him like that.
I'm
Want to try it?
What do you think, Paddy?
Right, I'm going to put him here. Are you ready?
Sure.
Right, I got him. Now you got him.
Just
Now,
hold
don't let him
tight.
go, whatever you do.
Hold him tight. Good boy.
Good man, Paddy.
Whoa.
Turn
Nice
him
and
over so you
slowly.
can see him.
Look at his little beady eyes. See his eyes up on top.
Oh.
He'd be looking at you going, what is that? Will I take him off you?
Sure.
But I'm going to grab him. Right.
Yeah.
You put your fingers at the sides.
Easy, no.
First, three of us first.
Say up here like this.
Stop.
Woo!
He feels like slimy a wee bit, and his legs are like pinching against me, and it feels really weird. Pickly. Oh, he's floating.
Oh, wow.
Oh my!
Ah, we got an icy.
It's so.
Do you know, this guy is actually beyond safe. Do you want to know why?
Wait, why?
Look, he's missing his two front pincher claws. He's going to have it very tough because he's going to find it hard to catch food, to hold food, and to eat food.
Maybe something attacked him.
Could have. Do you want to pick him up? He's no claws, so this guy is. He can't pinch you.
Shay, why don't you hold him? Because he can't pinch you.
You're okay. No. Off he goes.
He's scary. Look how fast
that's
he
very
is.
good.
He's nearly like floating.
Toodaloo. Wow, that's actually a nice crab. All right, guys, we had a little bit of exploration and we found a few things, but it's probably time we get moving.
Yeah.
We're really on tide and time. And remember, tide and time waits for no bush kid.
If they go close to his mouth, he'll catch them, probably rip them open. Wow.
Before we move on, we're going to fill this jar with salt water allowing us to keep our periwinkles safe and fresh on their journey to camp. What we'll do is we'll put that, hold it tight. This will go over the spout, down over it, and I'll grab that. This is called a jug sling. And there we go. This is lovely soft grass. Right guys, what do you think of this little spot? It's fairly level, there's good backdrop, the wind is coming from there, it's lovely and calm, and wouldn't be a wonderful view facing out into there.
I think this is a good
And you know, when I see things like this, do you see this?
Yeah.
And if we had that on a lovely area, we can build up our bed a little bit, bring it across, that'll soften it. Once you're off the ground, there'll be no dampness coming up through it. You really need to be off the ground. That's a very important rule.
Yeah, here's
If everybody's happy with this,
yeah, really happy.
say aye, aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Well, the views are very nice. You can see like mountains and stuff behind, a bunch of trees. Yeah, it's a very cool island.
It'd be brilliant if you could collect a bit of seaweed and start building up a little bed area, really big, for you, all this dry seaweed. Okay, I'll grab the tarp, you grab the seaweed.
There's a wee bit of a breeze, but there's not too much. So if there was lots of breeze and it would blow down our fort, I'm really excited to see what it looks like after we make it. Look how much I found.
Beautiful.
Holy macaroni!
Oh, wow.
This is the biggest piece I've ever seen.
That's brilliant.
To build our shelter, we're going to use our tarp, our walking poles, rope, large rocks from the beach, and seaweed. The seaweed will provide a soft bed to which we'll lay our tarp on top of, folded in half. We'll peg out the corners and raise the front of the tarp using our walking poles to create a roof, which we'll support using our ropes and our large stones where pegs won't go into the ground. Finally, we'll close one side of the shelter to protect us from any wind. Right guys, this is our tarp.
Keys.
If you grab the other end down there, there should be a little loop. Okay, this side is going to be on here. Paddy, you got it.
I can't see anything.
You grab the two corners and hold them together. And Paddy, you grab the middle little loop.
This?
That's it. You got to bring it down to the ground. That's what we got to do.
Or are we going to make a roof?
We got to get some anchors into the ground. I'll see you get it hammered in. Once we've pegged the back corners on the fold, we'll pull the front tight. That's it. And only peg the underside. Right, and you got to hammer that right down. Mind your fingers as well. That's it. Good work. All right, the next step. We got to think about the wind. Where it's coming from.
Coming from this way on.
Yeah, it's coming straight up. So what we got to think about is, how do we get rid of that wind? So if I can take that corner over here, Paddy, good man. Right, if you want to grab the other corner, this is where we need two poles, okay? And one pole that corner, and one pole in the middle, because we will really want to keep out the wind. Can I grab that pole off you? Yeah. Now, will you bring that one down to the ground over this side? And bring it in till it's really good. Right, we have this tied on, but what we need to do is we'll fold it over. And
Then you put that
fold
through it.
behind this one. We're going to make one little more fold and we'll put that one behind. Okay? And where do they go? Down over the pole.
But I know how to tie a knot using laces though, like shoelaces.
I'd say you're brilliant at it.
Yeah, I could tie knots using that.
You could be our knot tire. All right? We're going to repeat the same knot for our second pole. Second loop and one more just to make it super. This time using our flagpole. And we'll take the pole and we'll put it down through it, all the way down, all the way down. That's it, up. And we're going to have to anchor this one out very strong. And finally, we're going to anchor the guy lines using large rocks as the pegs won't hold in the rocky ground.
I love collecting rocks.
This will actually fit in under there, even though that rock is small. So everybody want to hop in just to take a look? Fire. We got to build again. Myself and Shay are going to build a fireplace, and chop up some of the driftwood we found lying across the beach. Driftwood is excellent dry wood and it'll be perfect for our fire. Meanwhile, Paddy and Maeve will gather some dry grass from the bank along the shore,
I know a good spot to find twigs.
as well as some twigs and small kindling to get the fire going.
Maeve, do you think the shelter's going to be like nice and comfy and all tonight? Yeah. Yeah. Why don't we just like take an entire branch with us? There'll be a bunch of small sticks. Oh yeah, I'll take this branch. And then we could use Tom's axe or saw, whatever it is, to chop off all the good parts. Okay. Yeah. Is that enough twigs?
That is perfect. When we were splitting the wood, this was bark on the wood, but inside, see all these little fibres. And as you see, this bark is like well dried out little fibres. And the good thing is, it's bone dry. And if we keep that there, it should be good to get a spark on it. And these also will be good to help catch a flame. Now, let's hope we have enough of everything. Okay, twigginis. Right, mind the smoke, everybody. Very careful. Okay, if you want to grab a few of those twigs too, be nice. With the fire up and running and the tide coming in, it's important to get the dinner going as soon as possible. Shay has started the prepping.
Oh yeah, I'm very looking forward to dinner because I'm very hungry.
And I'm excited to see what the Bush Kids have planned for dinner tonight. So what are we making for dinner? What's the big surprise?
Spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese. Well, it just so happens I like spaghetti bolognese. A good sprinkle. That's lovely. Go on, go on. You love the sound of this sizzling. Do you hear the way it's... Listen, it's scary how quickly that has come up like that. And within the next 12 hours, it's going to go all the way back out, like the way we saw it today. Like, look, we came from there. And that is just something we need to be super conscious of, especially when we're travelling from one camp to the other camp. Shay done a good job with the onions, didn't he? I think he's a bit of a natural. I think he's going to be a chef. Yeah, go on. That's it. Good man, Paddy. So we're just at the end of day one, and it's been a wonderful success for the Bush Kids. They're thriving wonderfully. Food is good. Food is ready. Get your mist tins. Let's get steady. Bush Kids, I just want to say a very special thank you for bringing such a wonderful meal. Well done. What did one skeleton say to the other skeleton when they're having dinner?
Go.
Bon appetit. Enjoy your food.
Thank you.
Hey, look how far the water is coming in. Like you'd never imagine it was actually going to reach that far.
Will it put out the fire?
Ah, that's okay. When we started off first, the tide was so far out, and the tide has actually come all the way up, and it has quenched our fire. Something that has even taken me by surprise. It really just goes to show the power of nature and island life as it is. With the tide finally turned and heading back out again, it's time for the Bush Kids to get their heads down and get some sleep. A strand like this, where the sea comes and goes twice a day, is the perfect spot to go cockle picking. So we're going to head out here and we got to find our food. We can't see it, like that rock, but we got to find it and hunt it and gather it. So we're going to go out a small bit and using the rake and your keen senses. All right, guys, this is what we need. What it will be, you will see some shells by themselves, but it's really the ones that are together and closed and are burrowed in underneath the sand. And when they're like that, there's nobody home. So what we're going to look for is like two little dimples in the sand. And it's like a green, small little green piece of seaweed down beside it. And there's underneath there, and we have to scoop them out.
Tom, I find one.
Let's see, is it locked? Is he home? That's a goodie. That's goodie. Good man, you found the first one, and a nice one. I'm going to put him in the pot, and we'll gather some more. Listen. See the colour?
Yes.
Now it's way different.
Yes.
But if you give this one a scoop, I'll push it down. Go. There you go.
Oh, that's a huge one.
It is. That is actually a giant.
Oh, I found one.
Did you get one?
Yeah.
Is he closed?
Yeah.
Very good. Well done.
Yeah. I find one.
Tom, find one.
The pot is actually getting heavy. Oh, you got a few.
Is that all we need?
That's actually very good. Well done. Got another one. Yeah, in it goes.
Oh,
That is a big one. Well done. Growny, did I hear that you're hungry?
I'm nearly afraid to say yes.
But when we cook these, what we'll do is we'll drop them in to the already super boiling water and they will open, and that means they're good. But if you wanted to have one now, how you'd open it is, to see the way you have the back on it? You put them in and give it a twist, and there you go.
Actually, never mind.
never mind.
And you can just scoop it out with your fingy. Good man. Next!
No, I'm not looking for any more. I'm just standing around.
I don't like
Akshay.
This is called a storm shelter. And I think just for a few minutes, to give us a breather, get out of that weather, I think we should get in, okay? Everybody grab a corner. Quick, Paddy.
You got a corner, Paddy?
Yeah, and step inside and bring it down over us. And come down. And you know how you stay dry? It should go to the ground. Okay, this is an emergency storm shelter, and a lot of people take them if you're up the hills or something like that and a crazy storm moves in. You can get them out, get inside with your bags and everything, and let the storm pass. The time it takes to set this up compared to what it takes to set up the tarp, we'd be super soaking. You could imagine if this was a gale and even torrential rain, at least we'd be dry and warm. This is a little small for maybe all of us. I wasn't expecting a bunch of crazy bush kids. You know? A little window here, so that's lovely. Like the storm is passing, so it might be a good time. It just tells us we need to get our shelter up quickly. Will we do that? Because once we have the tarp up, get in all your gear as well, and if the rain comes, we've somewhere to run into and hide. And cry.
Oh dear.
Will we do it? Right, single file.
I'm going to go.
Single file line.
Whilst it's clear for now, we need to get moving quick and get our shelter up and running.